Good day, classmates. My name is Lady Sara Cadano, and I am here to discuss format and structure of radio spots. So, first philosophical approach that I'm going to talk about is pathos. It is an appeal based on emotion such as love, humor, envy, attraction, jealousy, competition, greed, and peer group pressure. Use a credible source to take the audience into specific situations and dictate how they will view or judge something. The source should build the audience's desire to prove the logic of your message. Pathos is especially effective because it creates emotional impact to your audience and it can be incorporated in several ways. The next approach is logos. It is an appeal based on logic or reason. Your message must strike the intellect of the audience. So provide them with an acceptable rationale or supporting evidence so that they will not feel manipulated by a purely emotional appeal like pathos. Your message will be more persuasive since you are providing an accurate and well organized data. Logos focuses on reasoning and evidence, which strengthens the credibility of your message, making them feel confident in taking action. So I also have here samples compiled by broadcaster Angelo Matella so we can understand it better. So I'll be providing the steps and the message for a clear understanding of this topic. So first step is gaining attention. And it says, ako si Denguito, ang bagong kilabot ng bayan. Dalag ko ay nakamamatay na sakit ng dengue. So this statement is an animated character, a mosquito named Denguito, would create some concern over the threat of the deadly dengue fever. The animated voice can also attract attention when Denguito talks directly to the listeners. The radio plug creatively introduces this serious topic in a way that is both engaging and alarming. Step number 2 is establishing need. And the recording says, gusto niyo bang malaman ang sekreto kung paano dumadami ang katulad kong kilabot? The listeners are now drawn more into the character of Denguito as he reveals his secret. Here, the listeners would feel the need to know more about to get rid of the likes of Denguito. The step is necessary to create curiosity by building the sense of intrigue. This step ensures that the message remains relevant and engaging, leading the listeners to realize the importance of taking preventive measure against dengue. Third step is satisfying their need. Simple lang, tubig, lalo na yung mga naipon ng ilang araw, gaya ng tubig sa flower vase, sa mga kanal, sa mga lalagyan ng tubig na hindi natatakpan. Mga madumi at masukal na lugar sa inyong paligid ang paborito naming tirhan. Kaya mas tumitindi kaming mga kilabot ng bayan. By revealing Denguito's secret, the listeners would now be able to take necessary precautions to avoid the spread of mosquitoes. It educates listeners about the root cause. The message also empowers listeners with actionable knowledge. This practical advice is easy to understand and implement, making the campaign more effective, of course. And the last is motivating action. Panatilihing malinis ang paligid, iwasan ang bagong kilabot ng bayan. So the narrator gives the message on to plug to make the listener do something about a potential danger or threat to their health. They're motivated to clean their surroundings to lessen the risk of dengue fever. This would be a timely message during this rainy season. The campaign motivates individuals to contribute to a larger effort. And lastly, we have some guidelines for producing spots and vlogs. So the first thing that we have to take note is define your messages as well as target groups. indicate your main and secondary messages. Also, identify the principal audience as well as the secondary or even incidental listeners. Remember that the SPAT cannot deal with discursive instructions, principally because of the time and space. There should be verbosity and over establishments in a 30-second or even a 1-minute production. Pay attention to directly shooting a tense message that may need to be pummeled repeatedly on the listeners. So, it emphasizes the importance of clearly defining the message and identifying your target audience. This message should include both the main point you want to convey and any supporting information. Given the time limitations, it is important to take note that the message should be concise and free from unnecessary elaboration. Instead, it should focus on delivering an impactful message that can be easily absorbed by the audience. The goal is to make the message clear and memorable without overwhelming the listener. So we have here one good example, and it provides the main message, secondary message, principal audience, and secondary audience. So in the main message, it says that brown rice is more nutritious than polished white rice. So the example provided how to structure a short material. The primary idea is being communicated. It is very clear and highlights that brown rice has a higher nutritional value compared to white rice. The service as the core takeaway for the audience. Secondary message is much of the vitamins are lost in washing rice. So the secondary message supports the main message by providing additional context to strengthen the argument. And the principal audiences was determined. They are farmers, housewives. These are the primary group targeted by the message. They are likely the decision maker. As you can see, incidental listeners are also added who might also benefit from the message. They are the other housewives, other members of the rural family, rural improvement club members. This structure ensures that the message is both impactful and effectively tailored to reach the intended audience while considering broader listeners who might come across the material. Thank you so much for listening.